What's up, everybody? This is DDS, and in today's video, I want to take a second to reflect on some things I learned throughout 2020. Happy New Year to everybody. It is now 2021, and I actually wrote everything down here on my iPad as I usually do, and I think this will be something that I started doing more on this channel. I was going to actually put this stuff on my other channel, David D. Smith, excuse me, but I'm deciding that I want to share this with you guys on this channel because some of you guys will get something out of it here as well. So what I'm sharing, as the title says, is I have 10 lessons that I learned throughout 2020 that I'm going to carry with me into the rest of my life. Some of the stuff I kind of knew already, and it's just 2020 put it into perspective. Everybody knows what went on in 2020, so I don't have to go into detail on that. And I actually wrote like over a page. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but I wrote over a page on my iPad of just describing what went on, some things that I went through, some things my family went through, things of that nature. So I decided to just write that part out because it felt good to actually get it off of my chest, I guess, and get it out my head and write it down and things of that nature. And it'll also be good to reflect back on in the future. Like, I wrote it on my iPad, so it's going to be stored digitally and stuff like that. So who knows, like 10, 15 years, look back on what I wrote and things of that nature. So I'm definitely thinking about carrying that over into something that I do here on out, maybe keeping a journal every single day. I don't know if I'm gonna do it every single day. I'm gonna try to, but stuff like that. And these lessons, I just feel like they're important to me. So maybe some of you guys will take from them. A lot of them stem from personal things that I went through throughout 2020. And I may talk about some of them on here. I may keep some of them to myself, but I'll still also give you a reason why each thing is important. Each lesson, I guess, is important. So first things first, and these are not in any type of order, so I'm not going from worst to best or the most important, anything like that. I just went with the flow while I was writing. So the first thing is health is wealth. And right here I have, during quarantine, I had gained a lot of weight. I had gotten to a point where I wasn't comfortable sitting it down. I also didn't like how I looked in the mirror. I even started to feel tired often when I hadn't done anything all day. And then once that happened, I pretty much got to a point where I was like, yo, let me get on the scale. So I went over to my grandmother's house one day and I saw her scale there. I was like, let me see how much I weigh, because I didn't have a scale here. And that thing was like I think I was at 225, 227, something like that. And again, when I said this stuff to my family, like I went out the bathroom, like I'm at 227. They're like, you over 200 pounds? And I guess that's because I'm 6 foot. It don't look like it, but yeah, I was at that point. So I decided to make a change with myself, and I'm grateful that I did that. Like, it was to the point, like when I sat down, it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It just was an uncomfortable feeling. I was like, I had to do something about this. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been working out and stuff since June. It kind of slowed up here over the past couple weeks. For one, it was the holidays. 2, is snow on the ground, so I can't really go out there and do the stuff I was doing before. So I'm working on doing some stuff inside the house. So that kind of leads me to my next point. With dedication, you can do anything. And I dropped 35 pounds in about 5 months. So I was so happy about that. Like, to get on the scale and be like 190 and stuff like that, man, that just made me happy, because I had never been that big before. It just caught me off guard. I just got on the scale one day because I'm sitting in the house all day. I'm not moving around, not going nowhere. So for me to gain that much weight, it was just like, bro, like, I gotta do something. So for me to drop that in a matter of months, that was very important to me, and I'm happy about it, and I'm still working towards that. I cut a lot of stuff out of my diet, but if y'all want a video on that, I'll talk about that another time. I hadn't ran in years, like literally like running. So I decided to pick up actual running. Like, before, I used to do walks where I would walk a few miles, but I decided to run and walk. And I got to the point where I was running like 5 miles, not 5 miles straight. Let me be clear. I'm running and walking for 5 miles. So I may run for a little bit, turn around and walk for a little bit. Number 3, you need more than one income. This is something that I stress a lot to people when they ask me about what I do and things of that nature. Like, yeah, I've gotten placements, yeah, I've done this, I've done that, but a lot of people don't understand, like, this YouTube stuff is a part of my business as a whole. I have about 8 or 9 streams of income that I make money off of. So that stems from music, YouTube, and stuff like that. So for me, whenever one thing slows down, I do have other things going on. Like, I have my course, I have beat sales, I have royalties, I have all type of stuff, you know, even down to these YouTube videos. Let's say 1 month I don't do YouTube videos for the whole month, I'll probably still get paid something, but it won't be what it is if I was still putting out content. So from that, I also have my other streams of income to hold it over. And with a lot of people losing jobs last year, it really shows the importance of having more than one stream of income. I'm sure people thought that their job was stable and secure. I went through that when I was working at a factory, and you guys know the story. They laid me off and told me how good of a worker I was, and that was my money right there. I didn't have nothing else going. So I had to get something going over time, and that stuck with me, and hopefully that sticks with you guys, because even if you are pursuing your dream, no matter what it is, just make sure that you have more than one way to make money, because that one way can go just like that, and you will need something else to keep you going. All right, 4, save some cash. And I have down here, if you've been saving, you can have enough money to hold you over through an emergency. Now, what happened in 2020, I feel like it was an emergency for a lot of people. And if you hadn't been saving money, you might have got caught in a situation where, I don't know, you had to go into debt, or you just couldn't do certain things that you needed to do. So it's like, it's very important to save some cash, have some cash on hand. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about have cash in your pocket. I'm talking about like have access to it, having it in a bank account where you could easily go and get cash if you need it when the time comes. And also, I am somebody, I've invested in the stock market and stuff like that. But even when all this stuff started, I was like, I still need to pile up some cash, because I don't want to pull from my stocks and everything for temporary needs. Now, if I'm buying something, like if I'm about to buy a new house or something like that, that's an investment, or that's a life purchase, it's worth it. But if I'm up here, like I want to pay my light bill, I don't need to dive into the stock market to do that. I should have had some money put away. Okay, the next one, be prepared. And the little description I have on here is prepare for the unexpected. No one expected this stuff to be what it is now, but even in business, be prepared for opportunities you don't see yet. I cannot tell you how many times things just pop up where somebody might be like, send me a beat or anything like that. Or even down to like when I used to go and do photography stuff, you never know when stuff will pop up that you need to do something with. So make sure you're prepared to do this stuff at all times. And even aside from that, just in life, be prepared for the stuff that you don't see coming, and just be prepared so that way you're ready. Number 6, love your people. It feels like people were, I'm not going to say unexpectedly in 2020. Be sure to love your people while you can. And that's an important thing. Like they talked about how many people have left, I'll put it that way, over the past year or so due to what was going on and stuff. And you know, people will say, oh, these are inflated, this is that, but it's like at the end of the day, it don't matter. These are still people that's gone. So it's like, I personally don't know. I can't say I personally don't know. The majority of people I know have been impacted in 2020 by people leaving, I guess I'll say. And it's crazy. It just, from different situations, it's just, it really showed, because it was like you always heard about something with somebody, and it was just crazy. So yeah, be sure to love your people. Number 7, time is everything. We all have a limited amount of time. Use it wisely, and we don't know how much time we have. So it's very important. Like for me, my family is very important. So I put a lot of time into my family. And I have some other things I'm gonna talk about on this with number 10. So I'm not gonna dive too deep into it, but time is that one asset that we cannot get back. We can make $1 million, lose $1 million, turn around and make $2 million. Whatever it is, you can, anything that's material, you can get it back. So remember that time is everything. So just prioritize what you do with your time. Number 8, your plan may not be the plan. And what I have down here is things can change at any moment. Your whole world can flip upside down, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's real. Like if 2020 did not teach anybody that, that's crazy, because the whole world flipped upside down. Like even down to the stuff closing. Like for me, my escape used to be going to the movies. I don't even want to call it an escape, but it was just like where I would go to get inspiration and get away from real life for a couple hours. You know, I might have some things I'm thinking about. I don't want to say I was stressed, but I might have had some stuff I was stressed out about, or I just wanted to get out and have a good time. The movies is where I would go, like frequently, and that was taken away, and there was nothing that I could do about it. You got to wear a mask when you go in the store now. You know, this everything, like down to where I've spoken in other videos about my son being at home doing virtual school all the time since March of last year. So we're heading on a whole year of that. That is something that I had to adjust to myself. Me and my fiance, we both have to adjust to that. So it's like things flip upside down and there's literally nothing you can do about it. So just don't get so caught up on your specific plan. Still have a plan, but just know that that plan may not be the plan that's going to actually take place. I have number 9, stop worrying and stressing about the little stuff. I have it self-explanatory. If it's not really important, just let it go. Like with all the stuff that happened last year, for myself, I'm not even gonna dive too deep into it personally, because I did have a decent year. I feel like it was a lot of, I don't even want to say a lot of bad things that happened. There were bad points where stuff had happened, but there were also good points. But through the bad stuff, it really showed me like some stuff don't even matter. Like if it's something that's not super important to you, like if it's something that, and I can't even explain it, like if it's not health or something going on with family or something like that, it ain't important. Like that's how I'm looking at stuff from here on out. So quick story, I had, from my personal experience, I had something happen and it was to something material, and the guy that did it, he said that he was surprised when he told me about what happened. He said he was surprised at how I was not upset about it. And I told him, like, me being upset ain't gonna do nothing. I'm like, it's done. Let's just figure out how to get it handled and get it taken care of. And that was that. Like, I'm not stressing out about nothing that's not important, because none of that stuff matters. So that's material stuff I'm talking about, but anything else. But for number 10, and this is super important, I did this over the past few weeks, and man, I can't explain how much I learned from doing this. And it is, take time to take care of yourself. And I have, don't neglect yourself. Life is a lot better when you take care of yourself. A lot of you guys may know that I took the past 2 weeks off just to spend time with my family. My son was out of school for 2 weeks, and my fiance had some time off work during the time. So I just took that time to spend a lot of time with my family and for myself. Like, I got the new Xbox S or Series X, so I spent a lot of time just playing games like I was a kid again, and now I'm back in the work mode. Haven't even touched the game, haven't even thought about turning it on. I'm just working, focusing on other stuff. But it's important to take that time for yourself, and I'm thinking about this year I'm going to implement something to where I take a weekend every month and just be, and then when stuff opens back up, maybe take a trip every weekend just to go somewhere when things calm down, you know what I'm saying? But for now, I'm just gonna take some time and just shut off everything. Like, there were days where I didn't even turn on my computer, and if I turned it on, it was for something that didn't have anything to do with work. It was just me turning it on for something else. So that was very, 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 very important. It taught me, like, it's okay to just take a moment to yourself to relax and recharge, because last night I got back on it and I knocked out 5 beats, and I feel like they good beats, and I'm like, dang, I need to take these breaks more often, because I was pressuring myself not to take breaks, because I'm like, if I take a break, I'm missing doing this, and that's not me forcing anything. It's just how I'm trained to be like, oh, I need to work, need to be doing this, doing that. But man, over these past couple days, it felt good to just recharge, reconnect, and just be. And especially after last year, I think all of us deserve that chance to just be. So hopefully this year is better for a lot of people. Like I said, I'm not going to say last year was a bad year for me. It was a tough year. I'll put it that way. It was tough, but a lot of good things happened during it. So this year, have a lot of good things lined up, a lot of great things lined up. And I'll talk about that in my goals video and things of that nature. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below with some lessons that you learned, and I'm ready to check them out. That's what I was trying to say in the comments below. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. Take care. If you need help using Maschine, I have my video course up on teachable.com, and it's entitled How I Use Maschine. I cover everything from how I start a beat to finishing the beat. The link is in the description below, so if you need help with Maschine, go check that out. Hopefully you enjoyed the video.